Immunity is the body's ability to maintain normal functioning under the influence of external factors. The main function of the immune system is aimed to detect the change in the internal environment of the body and eliminate it, and this is how immunity preserves its own biological individuality and stability of the internal environment.
Our body is a tool, it's like a machine for our spirit to kind of help us, like a map of our energy, to help us to understand what is going on with our energy. And when something is not really good goes on for quite long, so it materializes in the disease or some health issue. And when we talk about specifically the immune system has such functions like protection from the threats which coming from the outside and neutralizing it. So why the energy of the sun is connected to the immune system? Sun energy is connected to independence. Sun energy is being strongly in who you really are. And what does it mean? It's like being independent. So dependent on your inner self, dependent on your own words. It's like when you are being honest with yourself and with others, when you are not afraid to be responsible for your promises, for your deeds, for your decisions, when you are ready to stand up for your opinions, for your beliefs, when you are protecting your boundaries, when you are respectful for your own emotions, when you are attentive to what is going on inside of you, when you are not looking for validation from another people because you have your inner authority to tell you if it's okay what you're doing or if it's not. We're not talking about laws, and sometimes we really need to kind of dive into some laws to understand, but I'm saying about if you are behaving from the position of kind of righteous, so you actually know it from within. And what type of choice are you having? Like what the consequences, what kind of intentions do you have? Those are things connected to sun energy. We are not asking, what do you think if I do like this? And if you are doubting, so you are kind of waiting that somebody will decide for you. And people with weak sun energies, they have this tendency to blame others for the decisions they made. For example, they got an advice, and that advice was not really a good choice. But the person then will hate, like, you told me to do this and now I'm struggling because of you. But the problem sits that this person is not able to be responsible for the decision he made after hearing someone's advice. It was your decision to ask. It was your decision to follow this advice. And it's right now your responsibility to go through this problem. So when person lives independently without depending on the opinions and decisions and everything from the outside, but person depends on inner self, person learns to feel the inner strength, like learns to feel the power in own self. And remember we talked in the beginning that the health is connected to our energy. It's like all the disease which we have in our physical body, those are manifestation of what is constantly happening on the energy level inside of us. So when the person has strong sun, so person learns to depend on self and knows that he or she is able to protect themselves from anything what is happening. So this kind of energy field, so the person does not feel weak, does not feel dependent, or doesn't feel trapped, stuck. Person feels strong being self. Person feels that they are able to solve their own problems. And this energy has a manifestation in the strong immune system. How to strengthen your sun energy and immune system? The sun energy is a mature masculine energy, and it requires this kind of decision for yourself to come to the point that you are responsible for everything that is going on in your life. Like you start to believe in your own power. You stop being like in this victim position, because if you want to know if you are sitting in a victim position, just ask yourself, are you blaming anyone or anything or any circumstances in something what is going on with you? You may say, yes, there are a lot of things which doesn't make me happy. So if you are making everything to solve it, so you already on the right path. If you're not doing anything to solve it, it means it doesn't bother you that much, or you do not believe that you deserve the life without this type of stuff. So it's like, it's a question to loving self and feeling that you are actually that important to yourself, that you put yourself on the second place and you take care about your children and work and all of those stuff, which is more important than, for example, your health. Or some situation with, let's say, relationship, something really terrible is happening, but you just don't have time to figure it out because something is much more important is happening. Sun energy is about being important. Sun energy is about self-respect. Being respected by self and by others is to be seen as important. It's like when you want to say something, people want to hear that. They always kind of attentive to this. They're not saying like, oh, shut up, because you are important. So you have this energy from the inside that my word or whatever about me is important. So this is self-respect. To build self-respect, you have to start to feel and think that things about you are important. So when you have different psychological issues, moon energy cooperates with sun. When you have different things connected to moon energy, so emotional things, emotions given for us to solve our human problems from the perspective that we feel good or not feeling good about something. We feel fear, so we have to defend ourselves. If we feel uncomfortable or we want to go away, it's a moment to go away, not to ignore it and just stay because you promised or something. You can politely explain that you have to go or something. So it's like taking care about your emotional processes. When you take care about your emotional processes, your inner feminine moon energy feels respect to your masculine, because sun energy, because moon feels safe, moon feels good, moon feels relief. So you know that you don't need anyone to tell you that you are doing something good or something like this, because you have your own inner emotional world to say like, yes, I'm doing great, I love it. And you trust this feeling from inside. So again, you don't wait that someone will say it to you. You are saying it to yourself because you depend on your feeling. And when you feel bad, you solve your problem. You again start to feel that whatever happens bad with me, I'm able to solve it, at least inside, for myself. I make a decision which will help me to overcome it. So it's like looking for kind of living emotionally safe. And when you are doing it by yourself, you start to be kind of independent, because you don't wait that anyone would do it for you. And so this is how you kind of release yourself from this victim position, because you just do not think that someone is responsible for your well-being. You are responsible for your well-being, and each person is responsible for their own well-being. And when we are taking care about our own self, we are showing our own self, we learn to feel, we kind of feeling this I am important constantly. So when it's happening constantly, this is how your sun energy grows. Also, you can do different yoga practice like sun salutation. It's good for sun energy. It just helps to flow inside really in a healthy way. Also, another thing, what you can do, learn to behave respectfully to people, not because you think that they deserve respect or not. Behave respectfully because you are the person who respects another people. And it doesn't matter how they behave in return. Just do not react on that, because this is their world and their behavior. Let's say you're in a supermarket and somebody rude stays next to you. You can say polite, can you please stop doing it? So you're still doing it strongly, but you're doing it respectfully, not with kind of words which offensive. And if this person keeps behaving ugly, does not go to the same level, so you would be boss on this disrespectful level to each other. So it's like doesn't change anything. Never go down. If you feel respect to yourself, that you are the person who deserve like noble and communication with dignity. If you don't have it, just go away from it. Just go away. It's not your story. It's not your vibration. You don't need it. So you do not kind of need something what is like not in alignment with your vibration. If it's lower and you're here, just go away from that. You can explain, I'm not going to talk in such form. We are not children. We are not, I don't know, drunk. We can speak like two grown-ups. If the person does not hear you, starts to scream more and more and be offensive to you, just be very strongly in like stop it and go away. So don't be afraid to be strong, but be polite in this trance. And this is how you show the level of respect which is going to work with you, nothing less than that. And this is what people see and they actually like. People always like to communicate on a respectful level because it feels better. Our emotional world feels okay when we feel this respectful level to each other. Even if we have an argument, like harsh argument, it can still be in a respectful form. So growing in any forms of leadership, responsibility, and taking care about your own processes, and you are taking care about your own stuff, you start to feel strong. Of course, person has also a lot of different and other things go on in the mind and in the emotional field, but the ability to conquer all of this, to defeat this disease, to solve this problem, to heal yourself, this is strong sun and this is strong immune system. Okay? Take care about your sun energy. If you want to know about your sun energy in your chart, you can have your personal consultation to know more about yourself. Okay, have a nice day, evening, whatever you have. Bye bye.